Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. Today I've got kind of a couple of things to randomly throw in this video. We're going to do some July faves and fails. I'm going to update you on the Kenzii hair removal laser, and then City Lips is having one of their buy one get one on their City Lips at the end of the month. So we'll just start by mentioning that on from 7/29 to 8/1. It's going to be their National Lipstick Day, City Lips Bogo, on all the shades, the gloss and the matte. Now, I haven't ever tried the matte shades, but, you know, I love the City Lips Clear. The code that you're going to need to use is GLOSSUP, GLOSSUP, and I will leave my affiliate link down in the description box. Of course, you don't have to use my affiliate link. I would appreciate it if you do, but it's absolutely not necessary. Once you add 2 of the City Lips products to your cart and then use the code GLOSSUP, you'll get 1 for free. So, just wanted to mention that. I know some of y'all have mentioned wanting to try those. So, I think the buy one, get one is a good time because, you know, you get a freebie. I'm definitely going to grab a few because I love the clear. That's what I use for a treatment gloss. I think in my last like skincare update video that I did a month or 2 ago, I guess at this time, I do have some photos and stuff in there if you want to see, you know, my results and more of my thoughts on it. But I use it twice a day like a treatment, and I kind of paint it, you know, I just use the clear and kind of paint it around the outside of my lips, and it really helped with my smoker's lines. So I didn't really realize it till I quit using it. So I definitely, that is something that I'm going to keep in my rotation. So I'll be grabbing a couple of those as well. But, so that's that. And then we'll do some faves and fails. And then at the end, I'll show y'all the Kenzii update. And then we're going to do our giveaway in this video as well, because we have reached that 300 subscriber mark. I'm super excited. That's all thanks to you guys. So I want to give a little something back to y'all. And then we'll do another giveaway once we make 500. I can only do in the US right now. I can't do international shipping. I'm just not at that point yet with my channel. Hopefully at some point, you know, we'll be able to do that. But for right now, I just have to do in the US. And I know I have some folks in like Canada and Australia that, you know, you guys have left me some comments. And hopefully one day I can do an international giveaway. But I'll show y'all what we're going to give away, you know, at the end of the video there. But so for some favorites and fails, let's just knock out the fails. There's quite a few this time, more than I usually have. Mostly from my Revlon video, but then there's a couple of other things that I've kind of tried behind the scenes that didn't work out for me. So, as usual, I'm going to knock out the fails first, and then we'll get to my favorites. So, one of the first things I'm going to talk about is this Revlon Colorstay Brow. This one is the clear, and it's a brow fiber filler, and it's like these little fibers. You know, I think maybe if it was the colored version, maybe it would be better, but like these little fibers, it's just like I've got little specks of stuff all in my brows all day. And it didn't really give that much of a hold, so I didn't love this. And I've tried it a couple of times, and I can't make it work. And then the other thing was that Revlon mascara. This little sucker, the So Fierce mascara, it smudged something awful. I don't even know. It was rough. It was smudged like way down into here, so I did not love that either. And I also didn't love the little cream shadow quad. I really thought this was going to be maybe a similar formula to what their little pots are, but it is absolutely not the same formula. This is much more emollient, and I think I have a picture that I inserted in that Revlon video that shows you how bad this creased. It was just not good. And then the little Revlon quad, while this wasn't the worst, it just doesn't last on my eyes all day. You know, I've got lots of affordable shadows that last well on my lids. Now, I always use an eye primer because I have hooded eyes, and I do tend to get creasing in my eyeshadow if I don't use an eye primer, but this just faded throughout the day. It just didn't last. I wasn't impressed. And then The concealer, I'm kind of still on the fence about this guy. The last time I used it, it didn't look quite as bad, but it's a little bit light for me right now, so it doesn't look the best. So I'm going to have to keep trying that guy. But the first couple of times I used it, my under eyes looked really dry. It was not flattering, so I don't know about that guy. And then I grabbed a Hawaiian Tropic lip balm. I just picked this guy up at Walmart. It's an SPF of 30. And this just makes my lips feel more dry after it wears off than they normally would, which is kind of odd. And I thought, you know, it's an SPF 30. My Revlon balm that I love so much, it's a 20. So I thought if I could get a little bit more SPF, that would be great. And then it's just super soft. So it's, when I go to put it on after it's been in my pocket, it just kind of is super melty, and I just didn't love it. And it kind of tastes like sunscreen. It smells like sunscreen, which I love the way it smells, but it does not taste delicious. And you know how it is when you got something on your lips, you can taste it all day and it's just not the best. And then another actual SPF that I tried was this Vacation Mineral Lotion. I grabbed this from Ulta Beauty. It's an SPF of 30, and it is a, you know, like I said, a mineral sunscreen. It's got 20% zinc oxide, but this stuff just will not, it leaves the worst white cast. Because I thought, you know, if I could get a good mineral body sunscreen, I wouldn't have to worry about having a chemical sunscreen on my hands that then, you know, which that tiny bit kind of rubbed in good, but when you put on an adequate amount of that, it just never rubs in. It's like you're just rubbing, you're rubbing, you're rubbing, and it just leaves a pretty bad white cast. And when I looked at it online, it looked like it had a little bit of like maybe a pink tint to it, but it doesn't have any kind of a tint, and I didn't love it. And then the last thing that did not work out for me is the C Color lip kit. This was the worst. This liner is kind of drying feeling, and then this liquid lipstick, the worst. I mean, it was patchy, and it made my lips feel terrible, and I could not get it to look good. I've tried it several times, and I just could not make it work. And then the gloss that came in the little kit, it's just not very glossy, because I thought, well, maybe I could at least use this, you know, just as a clear gloss, but it just doesn't have a ton of shine to it. I mean, I may get some use out of that guy, but overall, I didn't love these. All right, so that's all of our fails. So let's talk about some goodies now. The first thing we'll talk about is this LYS bronzer. I've got the shade, it's their No Limits Cream Bronzer, and this is the shade Motivate. And it is just gorgeous. It just blends right in. You know, I was afraid this was going to be too light, but it actually works out just fine. That's what that shade looks like. But I just dab my brush into the end of the stick, and it just blends out like a dream. Super easy to use. I think if you're new to cream products, I want to say that retails for around $19. That one is really easy to use, but so is that Soul Body bronzer. Not sure how much you get in here. 0.25 ounces, and you get like a whole ounce with the Soul Body one from ColourPop, so you do get more in that one. But just a beautiful formula. It looks very natural. It just blends like a dream. Super easy to work with. I've really enjoyed that guy. And then an SPF that I have been loving, and I may have mentioned this one before, I'm not entirely sure, but this is from the Ulta Beauty collection. It's their Tinted SPF 30. It is an all-mineral sunscreen. It's got 3% titanium dioxide and 3% zinc oxide. I was kind of concerned because it's just an SPF 30. But this is what I took with me to camp, and this is my new one that's not open. I was going to show y'all the tint. It's kind of a lighter colored tint. I don't want to open this one since I've got one open in the bathroom, but I was kind of concerned that it wasn't going to be quite enough protection, you know, being in the sun all day, every day for a week. Y'all know I spend a lot of time in the sun anyway, and I usually use the Australian Gold Botanical SPF of 50. But this worked beautifully. It sinks in quick. It does kind of have a little bit of a weird smell, but it's good under makeup. It's good by itself. It gives kind of a, It's a matte finish, but it's a little more of a, I don't know if I would call it a satiny matte, but it's not as matte as the Australian Gold Botanical is. But this only comes in the one tint. But it kept me from getting burned all week at camp, out in the sun, at the pool, at the lake, all that kind of stuff. So I've really been enjoying that one. And I wanted to have another alternative to the Australian Gold because that one is sold out a lot. But that guy, and I want to say it retails for somewhere around that $14 or $15 mark. And you get 2 ounces. So it's a pretty good deal. And just worked great. I love it. And then let's do some eyeshadow palettes. I've tried several this month. And then one of these I may have tried last month, but I don't know if I mentioned it or not. So we're going to talk about all of them. The first one is from Nouveau. It's the Read My Mind palette. This is the one that's got the, you know, everything's coordinated in either rows and or quads. That's what I have on my eyes today. I used some of shade number 11, kind of in that transition area. And then I used this shade here. No. This shade here, number 13, kind of in the crease and blended up into that transition. And then I used some of number 12 and then a little bit of number 9 in the outer corner. And then for shimmer, I used number 10. And then I kind of just used those matte shades that I used on the top, kind of combined all those under the eyes. But this is a really nice formula. I love the way it's laid out. And it's just, I've been enjoying it. And then another palette that I've loved is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. This one is so pretty. Great formula. You know, everything's super pigmented, easy to work with. I've used, I think, almost every shade in here at this point except for maybe Metro. And all of them are just, they're beautiful, and I've really enjoyed this guy. And then an affordable palette that I've loved is the one that I tried in my most recent video, the Milky Way palette from C Color Cosmetics. The only shade in here that I don't like is this guy. It doesn't dry down all the way, but this is just a beautiful palette. I've used it quite a few times. This guy here is a cream shadow, but it does dry down. But easy to work with, you know, beautiful shimmers and mattes. I've really enjoyed it. Now the packaging is kind of cheapy, but for $10, love it, love it, love it. And then since we're just talking about C Color, we'll talk about this, the Natural Face Palette. This was really nice as well. I do have on the highlight from this one. This looks very gold in the pan, but it gives a beautiful kind of lavender shift. Love it. Both of the highlights are good. Now, the only thing I haven't used in here is this more glowy bronzer, which next time I use it, I may, you know, when you kind of work that bronzer out on the hand, it doesn't look super glowy. And I don't mind a little bit of a glowy bronzer. I'm wearing one today. I don't want it to be like a highlighty bronzer, but I think this was like $8, and it hangs onto the face really well. It lasts all day. I have really, really liked it. And then a couple of other things that I tried in that video from C Color that I liked. This Holograph Stick and then the Pore Filler Stick. These are both really nice. This one, the Pore Filler Stick, works just as well as my Maybelline. And then this Holograph Stick, it's like a highlighter. It kind of has that, that's just it built up, but it kind of has that lavendery shift, and it lasts well on the face. Either one of these I think is a good, you know, a good buy or a good option. Let's see, what else do we have? Let me mark some stuff off here as I'm talking about it. Also from that Revlon video, this Colorstay 24-hour long wear makeup, I got the one for combo and oily skin. That is what I have on my face today. I have reached for this guy a ton since I tried it out. It just looks really nice on the skin, and I think this is giving my CoverGirl a run for the money, honestly. My, whatever that one's called, I can't think of it right now. It's just completely left me. But I've really enjoyed this. And when you pair it with their Prime Plus Perfecting and Smoothing Primer, this is the bee's knees together. I wore this the other day, this combo, for at least 12 hours, if not a little bit longer, and my foundation looked just as good at the end of the day as it did when I put it on. It was just, these two together are an awesome combo. Now, I can get a good 8 hours or so out of this guy just by itself, but paired with the primer, chef's kiss. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous. And then also, while we're in the Revlon realm, this Skin Lights bronzer really surprised me. I've got the shade Sunlit Glow. I don't think it comes in a ton of shades. It looks super shiny. That's what I have on for bronzer today, but it is just, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And then their blushes. I'm wearing Rosy Rendezvous today. And then I also have the shade Apricot. I do want to grab some more of these. That's what those shades look like. I've had Apricot for quite a while, but this Rosy Rendezvous, what I wore today, they last all day long. The other day, I think I had put my makeup on, went to church. I wore one of these blushes. My husband and I got outside doing some work on the property that we bought next to us, and I was in a full body sweat. My whole face was sweating, and at the end of the day, I still had on some blush. It was, so those really, they hang on well. They're affordable. They're pigmented. They're beautiful. These are a matte finish, but and I only got a couple of more things left here. This lipstick that I tried from Give Beauty, I can't remember if I mentioned this last month or if I just tried this month. I don't know. Everything is kind of running together for me at this point. But this is a really bright shade. It's Rosewood Street. It's their Anaheim Shine formula. But this sucker will hang on all day. It's a matte, they call it Anaheim Shine, but it's not a real shiny formula. It's more of a, I guess maybe more kind of satiny, leaning a little bit on the matter side, but it is really matter. Is that even a word? Well, it is a word, but not for what I'm using it for. But I really enjoyed it. It is a higher end lipstick, but it's a really nice formula. The color stays, you know, all day. And I've enjoyed that one. I would like to grab another shade or two. And then the last thing I have is a nail polish. This is from White's Lacquer. This is the shade Nebula. Really pretty, like purpley. I have worn it in a video. I obviously don't have it on today, but this has got to be the longest lasting nail polish I think I've ever tried. I put this on a couple of days before I went to camp on my fingernails and my toenails, and I had intended to take it off of my fingernails before I left, and I just didn't get around to it. So, you know, I was in the pool at least once a day, every day, you know, in and out of the water. Just, you know, your hands and feet and everything take a beating when you're in and out of the pool all the time. But this stuff, at the end of the week, my toes looked pretty great, and even my nails, my fingernails, it had started to wear a little bit, but it hadn't chipped. I was just shocked at how long this lasted. So I definitely, it's a little more on the spendy side. I think it's like $11, and the brush is really easy to work with. I'm gonna see if I can kind of show that to you. It's kind of a paddly shape, but it's really easy to use and not make a huge mess, which is my problem when I'm doing nail polish. But the lasting power on this, and like I said, I can't speak to any other shades. This is the only one that I've tried, but I definitely want to grab some more. They have, you know, bundles and sales kind of often, so I really enjoyed that, and was super surprised at how well it held on after what I put it through that week. And then one more random item. I forgot I had this one on here. These little coin tissues. It comes in a box of like 500. They're made in Korea. And you get a little container to put them in. It holds like, I don't know, 7, I think. And this is what it looks like to start with. And then you add, I should have brought some water in here. You add a little bit of water to it. Let me add a little water and I'll show you what it looks like. It starts out just looking kind of like a little coin, and then you add just a tiny bit of water to it and it expands to make a little tissue. These are great. I use them pretty much every day when I'm outside, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, when I'm outside digging airheads on the back piece of my property back here, I'm not coming all the way back to the house to pee. Just not gonna do it. So I use these. And once it unravels, it's just a little tissue. Great for going fishing, cleaning your hands, like I say, using the bathroom, any number of things. And I have been able, you can peel these open when they're dry. It's just a little bit harder. But I think this box, like I say, it comes with 400, and it is, you get 500, you get the little thing that that holds them. And then I keep mine in a Ziploc bag so they don't swell up. But I want to say they might be biodegradable, but I don't want to lie. Environmental friendly product using a viscose rayon that is biodegradable during disposal. So just don't flush it. But, you know, just tons of things you can use these for. My husband bought me some for the first time a couple of years ago, and we lovingly refer to these as my pee pills. When I worked home care, I kept these in the car. I kept one of these little guys in the car just in case I was out and about somewhere and there wasn't a bathroom nearby. I have been known to dip in the woods, you know, hidden from view. But they're really handy. They're great, like I say, for cleaning hands when you're fishing, using the bathroom. I've used them to wipe off, you know, if I've gotten something on my face or my neck or whatever. They're pretty neat little things, and you know, they don't take up a lot of space in your bag or whatever. But I really love having those around. And that box will last me for quite a while, even though I use them pretty frequently. But they're just neat little things. I thought if you like to go camping or fishing or that type of stuff, they're kind of cool to have around. So let's talk about our kenzii. This is what the box looks like, and I'll show you the handset. Now you do plug this up to use it. And now I do still have hair. I did not get complete hair removal after 12 weeks, but after 12 weeks I did see a difference. And there have been weeks where I did not, you know, I forgot to zap, because you do it once a week. You can do 3 passes over each area, but it's got the little laser window here. You just press that firmly to the skin and mash the button and it zaps. But then you can also fix it so that as you lift it up and zap, lift it up and zap, it will automatically zap. So when you're doing those larger portions of your body, because it takes a while to do my legs. You know, I'm 5'9", so I've got quite a bit of legs. And it will not work for blonde hairs. Just keep that in mind. But I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures. Now, I've been doing the lady bits as well. And what I've noticed is I have less hair growth. The hair growth is slower. So, you know, it's not as thick. So I think eventually, hopefully, I will get that, you know, get all the hair removed. But it's taken me longer than the 12 weeks. Now, these pictures are at 12 weeks. And you can see kind of the difference. Both of them are taken after I have not shaved for a week. So in the picture, the after picture, you can see I don't have as much hair and it's not as long. And, you know, going a week without shaving is kind of nice. The hair feels softer that's grown back as it's grown back from shaving. But I'm going to keep using it, and we'll see how long it takes me to get like hair free, or if that's even possible. But you know, as of right now, I like it. It's working. My husband, you know, his hair is not as thick as it was. He's using it on his head. You can't use it on your face. You don't use it near your eyes. But yeah, so that's kind of an update on that. I'm still using it. Gonna keep gonna keep going and see how long it takes me to get hair free. And then once you get to that point where you have removed all the hair, you only need to do like a maintenance treatment once every 6 months or so. So I'll keep y'all updated on that and see how that goes. And then for our giveaway, I am super excited, and all you have to do to enter the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave a comment down below. So I'm just going to show y'all what I've got. I've just kind of got a random assortment of things. Got my favorite brush cleaner. This is the Sigmagic brush shampoo. I love this. I have got the little Profusion Eye Essentials brush set. I love this little small pointed brush. It's awesome. You know, the other two brushes in here are good as well, but I really enjoy that. I have that set myself. And then my favorite pencil brush from Sigma, the E30. We've got one of those in there. One of my favorite, my Revlon Kiss Balm. This is the coconut. It's got the SPF of 20. This is kind of my everyday, keep it in my pocket lip balm. Got one of those in there. Got a cream blush from LA Girl. This is their Soft Matte Cream Blush. This is the shade Grace. I have used these on my channel before, and they are super pigmented, long-lasting, beautiful blushes. Now this blush I actually haven't tried yet, but it's from NYX. It's the Sweet Cheeks matte blush. And this one I think I have opened, so let me show y'all this one, because I have another one. This is what that shade looks like. Just a pretty kind of rosy shade. But I've got an unopened one that I'm not sure why this open one is in this box. Let's swap those out. But I got them on sale. You can see the little clearance sticker, but I thought I'd throw one of those in there. And then I've got the C Color palette, the Milky Way palette that I just used recently. This is I just kind of went with my gut, and trusting Jen Phelps that this was going to be a good palette, and instead of paying for shipping, I just threw another one of these in my cart, and I thought we would throw that in as well. So we've got that. Got the Joa Selfie Ready Setting Spray. I've never used this. It's just a dewy setting spray, so I thought I'd throw that in. Got a little foundation sample of that Crystal Glow Primedation. This is a really pretty foundation. Got a little brush cleaning mat, and then a little silk eye mask. And then if I've got anything else here that I have forgot to mention, I will throw that in as well. But like I say, to enter the giveaway, just, you know, if you give the video a thumbs up, I'll certainly appreciate it. But you just have to subscribe and leave me a comment. If you don't know what kind of comment to leave, just leave an emoji or something, and that's good enough to get you entered. Whew, I feel like I've been talking forever. So that's all I've got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Oh, and before I forget, I do have a new camera. So, you know, hopefully everything will look okay and sound okay. Just gonna, you know, kind of have to play around with it and kind of keep messing with things as I need to. But I hope y'all enjoy. I appreciate you guys so very much. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.